Realme is a new brand out here in the UK, and I know a lot of you guys from India will be very familiar with Realme. And if you're watching from India, hit me up a flame emoji in the comments below. And Realme have just launched this brand new Realme 6 Pro, and I think it really does deserve the attention of the people over here in Europe who are not that familiar with the brand. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys 6 reasons why you might want to seriously consider the Realme 6 Pro if you're looking for a mid-range smartphone. Number 1. Okay, so quite honestly, there are very few devices out there today in this price category with 6 shooters. This one has 2 on the front, 4 on the back, and Realme haven't cut any corners when it comes to camera quality, with the primary rear camera being a mighty 64 megapixels Samsung ISOCELL sensor. And that is further backed up with a telephoto zoom lens capable of up to 20x zoom, a macro lens for very close range detailed shots, and a 119-degree ultra wide shooter. And as well as that, you've even got a dedicated Nightscape 3.0 camera mode for night photography, and I will be testing this out. And when we look at the front side of the device, we have a dual shooter in the screen, and the primary 16 megapixel camera is actually a Sony sensor and is capable of 1080p at 120 frames per second video. So that's awesome. And then you've also got an 8 megapixel ultra wide for those group selfies. And Realme have talked about a new awesome feature as well, which is a 50-second long exposure in tripod mode for this phone, which means when it's really dark, you can still get a really bright and detailed photo using the 64 megapixel primary sensor. So you know I'm going to be testing that out. Number 2, the 90 Hz display. So 2020 seems to be the year of high refresh rate displays, and this high refresh rate is particularly useful for gaming and just generally smoothness when scrolling. And the Realme 6 is rocking a Full HD Plus 90.6% screen to body ratio thanks to the punch hole cutout on the front for the dual cameras. And I must say, the screen itself looks pretty awesome, and it has a really impressive brightness at 480 nits. And as well as that, you've got a good color gamut. It is an LED, not an OLED, so it might not be as power efficient as some of the flagships out there. But check out number 3, the battery life. So the Realme 6 Pro has a 4,300 milliamp hour battery, which is more than enough for most people for most days. And generally speaking, that's quite a big battery in comparison to a lot of the other smartphones out there in this price range. So that's an awesome feature. Then if you combine that with Realme's 30-watt flash charger, which comes with it in the box, you can get your phone to 70% battery in just 30 minutes. So battery life on this thing shouldn't be a problem. Number 4, Realme tell me that this is the world's first Snapdragon 720G smartphone, and the G is for gaming or maybe graphics. And quite honestly, the Snapdragon might be the best system on chip on the market today, and it really is the beating heart of this smartphone. And compared to last year's mid-range Snapdragon chipset, it's up 75% on performance, and the AI performance is up 120%. So long story short, the 720G chipset inside this is like having lightning in your hands. Lightning with my hands. Lightning with my hands. Number 5, the super linear speaker. So Realme have put in this dual speaker, and it supports Dolby Atmos and high-res sound quality, and it's pretty loud and it's quite satisfactory for a bit of gaming action or some YouTube binge sessions. And a little bonus here, it does have a headphone jack. Number 6, the awesome design. So Realme have done a fantastic job of keeping the build quality very premium whilst keeping the cost on this device very low. We're talking about Gorilla Glass 5 front and back, 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, plus an expandable memory card tray that also includes a dual SIM card tray at the same time. So essentially you got 3 slots, and it's running Android 10 straight out of the box. And as well as that, you've got a side mounted power button and fingerprint reader in one, and is surprisingly swift. And one of the most awesome things about the Realme 6 Pro is that quite striking lightning bolt pattern on the back. Realme say this is achieved using a UV curing offset printing technology that makes hundreds of readjustments to complete. And in my opinion, it looks very awesome. And all of this is delivered at an incredible price point. Quite honestly, guys, Realme are bringing you lightning in your hand on a budget.
Lightning with my hand. Lightning with my hand.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't be late.